All right, let's just get right into it. Here's a thought. The world as you and I know it has already ended. Seriously. That core concept that has shaped our lives for generations, the idea of trading your time for money, it's going obsolete. And this isn't some prediction for the future. It's happening right now.
So let's start with a question that probably sounds a little nuts. But what if it isn't? What if we've been clinging to a fundamental assumption that's just wrong? We're going to dig into the argument that we don't actually need jobs to survive or to find purpose, and that maybe, just maybe, losing them could be the greatest thing that ever happens to us.
Because look, the end of human work isn't some far-off sci-fi movie plot anymore. It's a real economic tsunami, and it's not a question of if, but when. And the timeline? It's way shorter than you think. We are right at that knee of the exponential curve, just before it goes completely vertical.
Now this is the part that is just wild. According to some analyses, look how compressed this timeline is. By 2026, that's just around the corner, AI is expected to swallow huge chunks of knowledge work. Just 1 year after that, practically all thinking jobs could be automated. Then it's physical labor's turn. And by 2029? Well, the debate over whether we've reached artificial general intelligence will pretty much be over. The value of human labor is about to hit a wall. And if you want to grasp the sheer scale of this, just follow the money. As a percentage of our entire economy, we are pouring more money into building AI than we did into the Apollo program that put us on the moon, or even the Manhattan Project that built the atomic bomb. This is not a side project, folks. This is a deliberate, massively funded effort to automate everything.
So you might be sitting there thinking, well, the chatbot I played with still makes dumb mistakes. And you're not wrong. But that's because of this concept called the jagged frontier. See, AI capability isn't some smooth rising tide. It's more like a spiky, weird blob. In some areas, it's already light years beyond any human. In others, it's still pretty clumsy. But the key thing to remember is that the entire blob is getting bigger and it's doing it exponentially fast. You always hear that argument, right? Oh, but technology always creates new jobs. The counter-argument here is that this time is different. A tractor was a tool that made a farmer stronger. A computer was a tool that made an accountant faster. But AI isn't a tool that helps you think. It is the thinking. It replaces the core capability itself. When that happens, there's no next rung on the ladder for people to climb to.
And this brings us to the absolute core of the issue. The real problem isn't the technology. The real villain of this whole story, according to this perspective, is the economic cage we've built for ourselves, a system that's just not designed for a world where human labor isn't worth anything on the open market.
This is the system's fatal flaw. Its built-in self-destruct button. Think about it. A company fires its workers to cut costs and be more efficient with AI. Great. But who's going to buy their products? They just fire their customers. When you eliminate wages, you eliminate demand. The whole thing just seizes up. It's like a snake eating its own tail.
And let's be honest, the argument is that this system is already failing us, long before AI deals the final blow. It's creating a friendship recession by monetizing our isolation. It's created a purpose vacuum where we reward meaningless jobs and ignore profound ones. It's literally strip mining our attention for profit. And now, with AI's help, it's just burning out the humans who are left by giving them only the hardest, most intense work.
You know, the writer Václav Havel had this incredible metaphor about a greengrocer in communist Czechoslovakia. The grocer puts a sign in his window that says, "Workers of the world unite," not because he believes it, but because it's what you do to get by. And Havel's point was that the system's power comes from millions of us doing that every day, participating in a lie we all know is a lie. Our blind faith that a 40-hour work week equals a life of value, that's our sign in the window.
Okay, so if the system is a lie, and it's about to be made obsolete anyway, what's the move? What do we do? Well, the path forward that's proposed is a new and, pretty radical mission.
It really just boils down to this one fundamental choice. We have the old bargain, wage labor, a system where you have to sell your time, your energy, your very self to survive, where your value is conditional on how productive you are for someone else. Or there's the new future, universal ownership, a world where you get dividends from the automated systems we all own together. A world where your value isn't conditional, it's inherent, just because you're human.
And this isn't just a fantasy. Proponents have laid out some concrete steps to actually build this world. First things first, we have to cut the cord between having a job and being able to survive. That means things like universal basic services and income. It means we have to seriously talk about public ownership of the AI itself so the wealth it creates flows back to everyone. And finally, we have to flip our tax system on its head. Tax the robots, not the people.
So let's be perfectly clear on this, because it's the most important point of the entire argument. The machines are not the enemy. The problem is who owns them. The Luddites back in the day, they were wrong to smash the looms. They should have been fighting to own the factory. That's the real fight here. Don't smash the loom, seize it.
So why is this conversation so hard to have? Why does it feel so forbidden? One perspective is that the fear of losing your job is one of the most powerful tools for social control ever invented. As long as you're afraid, you're compliant. You're obedient. You don't rock the boat.
If you take only one single thing away from this entire explainer, please let it be this. If you are out there fighting to save your job from being automated, you're fighting for the wrong thing. You're fighting to remain a cog in the machine. What you should be fighting for is ownership of the new system that is making all the cogs obsolete. So, in the end, the future where technology creates abundance for everyone isn't blocked by some impossible technical problem. The technology is pretty much here. The argument is that the real barrier is awareness. Most people just have no idea this is even happening. But the thing is, now you do. This transformation is coming, ready or not. So the only question left to ask is, will you shape it or are you going to let it shape you?